He hit every single person on the sidewalk. Anybody in his way, he would hit.
Struck in broad daylight. An investigation is underway in Toronto after a man drove a van into a crowd on the sidewalk, killing 10 and injuring several others. A lack of applications at the Northport Police causing them to increase the salary. We'll have a live update from Northport for you.
And how a Sarasota student's racist prom proposal went viral online. We have those stories, plus your first alert weather and traffic. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5.
And good morning, early risers. It is Tuesday, April the 24th, and a little soggy out there. You notice that?
It is, yeah. I was driving down 75 and I saw a car that was in a ditch gone by. And so the roads are a little slippery in some spots. So you got to look out for that this morning. Get some wet roads out there this morning, right, John Scalzi?
Yes, there are. And in fact, there could be some residual ponding on some roadways that have poor drainage because of the overnight showers that we had. Some of it came down pretty heavy for a period of time. Those showers now moving inland. This is the last little gasp of rainfall before everything starts to clear out and some really beautiful weather starts to move in later this afternoon. But for the morning hours, we have a slight chance of seeing some showers around, particularly if you live east and south. We've got showers now moving just to the south of Wauchula, moving into Arcadia, and just to the north and to the east of Northport as well. The heaviest of the storms producing some pretty good rainfall along 17, 663, and 64. And then to the south of that along 70, 75, near the bend in 75, seeing some showers that are producing some pretty good rainfall as well, especially along 72. We're looking at some heavier rain there. All of that gradually drifting out of the picture, leaving us with some clearing skies. We do have the possibility of maybe a few more showers a little bit later on in the morning and into the afternoon in inland areas and to the east of us. But I think we are going to experience some beautiful weather as we head into the remainder of the afternoon. We'll talk about that coming up in just a few.
All right, John, talk to you soon. Checking the roads right now. Only a little blip I see right now. Manatee County is on State Road 70 eastbound at Lockwood Ridge, otherwise very clear. Checking farther south now on the map, you'll see no problems in the northern half of Sarasota County. Checking farther south, we do have reports of plenty of rain down there. Our own reporter Marla Spence is down toward Northport, and she said heavy rain and wet roads, so no accidents right now, but be aware of the conditions. Ongoing construction project on 10th Street, not too far from our studios. So it's closed from Coconut to Central in the westbound lane for the next few weeks. There's a live shot right now as a big truck goes by right there with some lights on. So be aware of that shutdown at 5:02 now on this Tuesday morning. A developing story north of the border. A suspect is now in custody accused of plowing down pedestrians in a busy area of Toronto.
That scene unfolded around lunchtime yesterday. It left 10 people dead, more than a dozen others injured. ABC's Janae Norman has the latest from Washington.
A terrifying scene unfolding in Toronto. 26 minutes of pure panic from the first 911 calls.
Vehicle, personal injury, intersection of Yonge Street and Finch Avenue.
It was just before 1:30 p.m., lunchtime in one of Toronto's busiest areas, when a white van was used as a murder weapon.
It was just clear as day, just an ordinary day walking and just saw the guy get hit by a van.
That van making it 16 blocks, mowing down pedestrians for nearly a mile and a half.
Gruesome scene is really bad out there. I couldn't believe what I seen, man. It was like, oh man, everybody, all these people on the streets getting hit one by one, post office box getting crumbled up on people, and one person got dragged on and their blood is all over.
Everyone started running and screaming, and he hit this one lady and she went flying. You could hear them like dropping.
Witnesses left with horrifying images painting the grim scene. Victims and their belongings bloodied and scattered in the streets. By the time the damage was done, 10 people were dead, more than a dozen others hurt.
There was one lady who was in total distress, and we saw the team go to work on her and pumping away, and they lost her.
Police arrested 25-year-old suspect Alec Manassian, but are still working to find a motive. And authorities in Toronto won't say whether the incident is being investigated as an act of terror. Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
Well, just days after the funeral of his wife, former President George H.W. Bush is in intensive care this morning. The 93-year-old was admitted to the hospital yesterday with an infection that spread to his blood. One source says that led to sepsis as well as dangerously low blood pressure. And it all led to the 41st president being in critical condition. The good news, though, doctors now say that he is responding to treatment and appears to be recovering. The hospitalization comes less than a week after Bush lost his wife, Barbara, of 73 years. She died last Tuesday.
Longboat Key police need your help to find this man on your screen. He's wanted in connection to an armed robbery 2 weeks ago today. They say he targeted a couple at Bonefish Grill in Bradenton and followed them back to their resort on Longboat Key, where they say he stole a $35,000 watch, credit cards, cash, and tried to take their Mercedes, but couldn't figure out the key. If you recognize him, please call the Longboat Key Police Department.
Well, racial tension on the campus of Riverview High School today after this picture surfaced on social media. It's a prom proposal that many feel is racist. The sign read, "If I was black, I'd be picking cotton, but I'm so white, I'm picking you for the prom." A Riverview student posted this picture on her Facebook page, and it's since gone viral. She says this isn't the first time that racial incidents have happened on Riverview's campus.
I've just been complaining about someone been calling me the N-word. We've had our problems, we dealt with it, or they tried to deal with it. I don't know why it took them this long, or it took administration this long to figure out how big of a problem this is, but I'm glad something's being done about it now.
The district says that it is still an ongoing investigation and any disciplinary action will be made accordingly.
Manatee County needs your help to find this stolen John Deere tractor. Somebody stole the $60,000 county truck on State Road 62 in Parrish. It has a county logo on each side of the hood. Shouldn't be too hard to find. Also a large bucket on the front and spray tank in the back.
And Sarasota police have arrested and charged a Miami man in connection with the shooting at Lido Beach over the weekend. 27-year-old Ranciel Paguez Couso is charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Now, all of those charges are felonies. Police say he pointed his handgun at the 2 victims and then fired the gun several times. Neither of those victims were injured. He is now being held on a $7,500 bond.
This morning, a Sarasota man is facing charges after police say he stole more than 300 tools from dozens of homes and businesses. Throughout the last 2 months, police received several reports from Sarasota businesses that they've been burglarized, all missing tools. So detectives set up surveillance cameras, and they say they caught 57-year-old Lazaro Rodriguez stealing tools and taking them to this extra storage space on US 301 in Newtown. Police say they found more than $100,000 of stolen equipment. This morning, they're still looking for his alleged accomplice, this man, 32-year-old Ricardo Ruiz.
And force was used in a great deal of the burglaries that were committed in that area. So when it'd be cutting locks off, getting through the fence. So they weren't just tools that were outright laying there, which we'd encourage any business or anybody at any time to keep those things locked up. And these people did take those precautions to do that.
Police say the pair was pawning the tools for money. They're still trying to find the owners of hundreds of items.
Well, one of Sarasota's biggest events of the year has now been postponed. Sarasota Magazine Best of Sarasota event was originally set for tonight at the Selby Gardens, but because it may rain, it's now been moved to tomorrow night instead. Of course, every year readers choose their favorite stories, their favorite stores, favorite restaurants, and as Ray Collins says, even favorite restaurant bathrooms. I can actually name a few really good ones around here. The winners, of course, are announced at the event, and of course, ABC7 will be there.
Yeah, so I'll see you there Wednesday night if you're there, but sounds to me like John says tonight shouldn't be that bad after all.
Maybe not too bad, but you know, they're just being safe, playing it all safe and moving into tomorrow.
Oh, such a tough call. Imagine being an event planner. And
I know, right? Rain, you have to, and you know that as soon as you move the event, that's when the sunshine will come out.
It seems to have been the case this time. Yeah.
Right.
All right, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, the latest in your first alert traffic, and caught. The manhunt is over for the accused shooter at a Tennessee Waffle House. We'll tell you how he was caught yesterday.
Plus, coming up a little later, just days after his wife's funeral, why former President George H.W. Bush is now in the hospital. Stick around, we'll have that story for you. But first, what is today's weather going to be like, John Scalzi?
Well, you know what? We got some showers around this morning, but they're moving very quickly. If you look at this line of showers rapidly moving eastward, they're zipping along at about 25 miles an hour. So at that speed, you're looking at about a 5:31 appearance of these showers in Arcadia itself. And then after that, they're out of here. That's probably the last gasp of rain showers that we see this morning, but we'll highlight the rain in the drive time forecast only because there could be some slippery road surfaces left over from the earlier rain showers that we saw, not necessarily because you're going to see showers around now. But isolated showers still possible around the Arcadia area over the next couple of hours. And then after that, we're left with sunshine for the second half of the day into the afternoon and some drier, cooler weather on the way. We'll talk about that in a sec.
There's been a huge debate since the tragic Parkland shooting. Should Florida school officials have guns on campus? It's already happening in one nearby school.
Let's just give those same administrators a fighting chance.
ABC 7 is giving you an inside look at the training that could help turn teachers into guardians.
I'm Adam Cellini, and we're going to show you what arming teachers really looks like.
Armed Educators, this Thursday at 6 on ABC 7.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 4 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317, go online, or visit a Target store today.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Letting my friends online know I was quitting kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it. You can too.
For free help, visit cdc.gov/tips.
Invest in Kids is a $7.5 million project to build a new Boys and Girls Club in South Manatee County. I'm Caleb Grimes, and I was a club kid. It's where I learned important life lessons, leadership, integrity, responsibility, and baseball. Thousands of kids attend the Boys and Girls Clubs, and after years of use, their club is slowly falling apart. Help us invest in kids. Make your donation today.
Thank you.
Well, police departments across the country are running short on new recruits these days. The lack of new hires is hitting smaller towns and cities even harder, including here on the Suncoast.
So police in Northwood are hoping higher salaries will increase their application pool. Marla Spence is live now from Northport Police Headquarters. Marla, good morning.
Good morning, guys. In order to combat the shortage of police officers in Northport, the agency is offering incentives to draw in more officers to the city. Now, one of those incentives is offering 15% above the starting pay for new certified police officers. Currently, a certified sworn officer with Northport Police Department makes a little over $41,000 a year based on how many years of service and experience an officer will be pay rate will increase. Now, based on that amount and their experience, will determine the increase in starting pay. This means a new certified officer with experience could make up to $47,000 a year. Christopher Morales, the interim chief of police of Northport Police Department, tells us increasing the salaries is a good way to recruit and retain officers. He says there are many things that are contributing to the shortage in officers locally and statewide.
You know, from when I started back 18 years ago, there was many people trying to get hired on agencies, and it was hard to get on agencies because everyone wanted to be a police officer. Times have changed, society has changed. The way I would say how people approach law enforcement or look at law enforcement is probably quite different than it was many, many years ago.
And Morales says, believe it or not, one of another contributing factors to the shortage locally is the fact that there are student resource officers in schools. And he says this is taxing on police and sheriff's departments. Coming up at 5:30, we're going to be telling you how exactly the city plans to implement this pay increase. And that's coming up at straight ahead at 5:30. Reporting live in Northport, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Thank you, Marla. I know Marla caught a little bit of rain showers out there this morning with a passing storm that produced some fairly heavy rainfall at times. Maybe your First Alert Weather app notified you of the heavier rain that was around this morning as well. I know mine did. And some of those storms are now moving in on areas inland, Hardy and DeSoto counties. We'll talk about that in a second. 72 degrees the current air temperature. Dew point still sticky, muggy out there at 70. We have a northwest wind beginning to develop at 8, and that is critical to the forecast. That northwest wind is signaling a change in our flow pattern that is going to bring some delightful weather our way as soon as we get rid of this little bit of morning rain. 71 degrees Wauchula, 72 Arcadia, 71 Mayaca City, Sarasota at 72, Bradenton 71, 75 in Venice, and 74 at Longboat Key. So you can see this line of showers that kind of move through, leaving this trail of clouds back behind. And that is not the cold front. The cold front's still located to the north, but we are beginning to see the shifting wind pattern that will bring us that drier weather. That's good news. The upper level low spinning around, and at the surface, its reflection producing rain showers, thunderstorms through parts of the mid-Atlantic. Potential there for some severe weather today. There's a slight risk, but it's there. So if you are traveling, say, to the Washington, D.C. airports, you could have some issues with airport delays because of the weather. After the front carves its way through, we get rid of these showers, high pressure builds in. We still may have some pockets of residual moisture across central Florida that, with a little bit of heating, could lead to an isolated shower or thunderstorm east of us during the late morning and early afternoon. But for us here on the Suncoast, I think we're going to enjoy some clearing skies, sunshine returning, and over the course of the next 24 hours, high pressure driving in some slightly drier weather. So sun, or rather clouds, then sun. We'll watch that drier air move in over a 24-hour period, and we'll watch the weekend. There may be a chance of rainfall, small one, coming up on Saturday with another system approaching us. This tells the story, I think. This is the water vapor imagery, which shows you the swirls and motions in the atmosphere, where the dry air is and where it is not. The dry air indicated here by the tan contours clearly sinking southward into our area, a signal that everything is changing in terms of the flow pattern across our state and the amount of rainfall chances that will be in the forecast over the next several days. In fact, they're going to be eliminated. So here's what's left of the showers that we have ongoing. Right now, not terribly heavy stuff around Wauchula, to the south of Wauchula, a few pockets of some moderate rainfall. The heaviest stuff by far kind of zeroing in on Arcadia. Those storms moving pretty rapidly. Arcadia, in the next 15 minutes or so, you're going to start to see some of those rains move into you. And Northport, you're starting to see a little bit of light rainfall decreasing. So that's good news. 10%, that's what we'll give it. Chance of a shower this morning, that's all. And I think that's mostly going to be in inland areas and to the south of us. After that, we'll start to see some slow clearing occur, and I think by the time we hit noontime, sunshine will be out just a little bit, peeking through some of those fair weather clouds, and we'll top it out today at 3 p.m. with about 82 degrees, shifting winds. It'll get a little breezy this afternoon, but all in all, we're looking for a pretty nice day for boaters. excuse me, just be aware those winds will be picking up, coming in northwest at about 15. So the forecast looks like this. Today, 85, that slight chance of a shower, and then followed by decreasing rain chances and sunnier skies as we head through the week ahead. Some pretty nice weather in store. Back to you.
Thanks, John. Let's take a look outside your first alert traffic out there this morning. As we mentioned, as we've been talking about, the roads are slick in some spots from some overnight rain, so make sure you give yourself a couple extra minutes and, of course, take things a little bit slower out there today. Not too much going on in Manatee County. Those roads are running pretty smooth around this time in the morning. Even 301 and 70 is still running pretty decent so far this morning. Moving into Sarasota County, those roads aren't looking too bad either. No real slowdowns or traffic blips. Little thing there if you're coming off of 75 and heading eastbound on Bee Ridge Road. Other than that, a little bit farther south, those roads aren't looking too bad either. Not too much to see. That is your first alert traffic. It is 5:19 this morning. And if you love to go see a movie on the weekend or maybe check out a concert or take your significant other on a dinner date, you know that it can start to get a little pricey.
Did it last night. It was used a gift card, so it was as good as free.
Well, that's right. Very nice. Very nice.
Free. Reporter, what's her first name? Rachel DePoma has some ideas that can help you save some money.
The average American family spends about $3,000 or close to 5% of their budget every year on entertainment. When you're looking for ways to cut your spending, cutting back on how you have fun is never fun. You can still cut back on entertainment spending and have a good time. It just takes some creativity and planning. If you've been dying to try that new restaurant, go for lunch instead of dinner. If eating out is part of your regular routine, cut back a night or two a week. And track deals at your favorite restaurants like half-price burger nights or nights where the kids eat free. Follow those restaurants on social media. You'll likely score some coupons or discounts there too. Now, when it comes to catching the hot show, some theaters offer cheaper preview performances or last-minute tickets for unsold seats at lower prices. Hacks to help you save money. Call the box office during non-peak hours and ask about how you can find the best deals. Another way to cut back on your entertaining costs, organize potluck meals with friends instead of expensive dinners out. You can still enjoy good food and company without the high cost of that restaurant tab.
All right, some pretty good ideas right there. Stay home and stream your movies like I do every single night. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast. So what is next for Spotify? Just 3 weeks after going public as a company, the music streaming giant plans to make a big announcement today on what is next for that company.
And why are gas prices continuing to rise? We've got a reason for you next half hour at 5:30. Speaking of the roads, here's a live shot of 10th Street closed between Central and Coconut due to a construction project there for the next few weeks. There's a live picture outside our studios. We'll have more news after this.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes. He just assumed that they would have medication. He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar, A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Welcome back. 5:24 now. Confirmation hearings have been delayed on Capitol Hill after new allegations against the president's choice to head Veterans Affairs. White House Dr. Ronnie Jackson's hearing was scheduled for tomorrow. The sources are saying it could now be in doubt after newly raised concerns about his personal and professional conduct have surfaced. No word yet on the nature of those concerns. Dr. Jackson's been the White House physician now since 2006. He would replace David Shulkin, who the president fired last month at the VA.
Well, just 3 weeks after it went public, music streaming giant Spotify is holding a big event today to unveil the what's next for the company.
We get details in Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, a big day for Spotify.
Yeah, the music streaming service is holding an event in New York City. The invitations didn't reveal much, but reports say the company could unveil a smart speaker like Amazon's Alexa and a redesigned app. And speaking of Amazon, the company is reportedly working on a robot for the home.
Speculation about the top secret project ranges from Rosie on the Jetsons to an Alexa with legs. Amazon hopes to test the domestic robot in homes this year. And a court has decided that animals can't copyright their selfies.
You see, a monkey took this now famous selfie in 2015. PETA filed a lawsuit saying he should have the rights to it, and the camera's owner shouldn't be able to profit off the image. Well, a federal appeals court sided now with the camera's owner.
It's a great selfie, though.
It really is.
Those are your Tech Bites.
Tech Bites. Sponsored by Behr Premium Plus Paint.
Behr presents Ordinary versus Overachiever. A lot of paints say they can do the job, but just one can bear through it all. Behr Premium Plus, a top-rated interior paint at a great price. Family-friendly, disaster-proof. Find it exclusively at the Home Depot.
With Roomba from iRobot, clean floors can be part of your family's everyday routine. Roomba's 2 unique multi-surface brushes grab and remove everything from fine dust to large debris and even pet hair. And Roomba uses a patented dirt detect system that attacks dirt in high-traffic areas of your home, so you can come home to clean floors every day. You and Roomba from iRobot. Better together.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 4 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317. Go online or visit a Target store today.
Coast Guard, we are taking on water.
The United States Coast Guard. They secure our ports and waterways, protect our environment, keep drugs away from our kids, and save lives. It's dangerous work. And in times of triumph or tragedy, the Coast Guard Foundation answers the call to support Coast Guard members and their families. Learn more at coastguardfoundation.org.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it.
I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator, there was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining.
This morning, the investigation begins to find out why a man drove a van down one of Toronto's busiest streets yesterday, killing 10.
And as a result of a police shortage statewide, the Northport Police Department is looking to increase the starting pay for new officers. What the department is doing to make this happen is straight ahead.
And the manhunt is over for the man accused of shooting and killing 4 people at a Waffle House. That story, and also the latest from Toronto, where a van plowed down some people on a city street. Good Morning Suncoast resumes right now.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5:30.
Good morning to you on this Tuesday morning. A little wet out there. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. I'm Stephanie Webb.
I'm Ray Collins. A big event is postponed tonight, the Best of Sarasota by one of the local magazines. John, they thought it was going to be raining tonight, but sounds from you it's improving conditions now.
Yeah, I think they probably won't see any rain tonight. But you know what? Tomorrow night will be even better weather because some drier air will filter in and it'll feel less humid. It's going to be actually pretty outstanding tomorrow, I think. Today, we've had some it's kind of rough weather over the last 24 hours. This is a 12-hour loop, and it shows you last night at about 9:50, almost 10 o'clock, we had an incident of a downburst that damaged 10 mobile homes in Apollo Beach in Hillsborough County. Today, right now, we have some strong storms moving through parts of interior sections, and DeSoto County seeing one particularly strong storm moving through there. Luckily, it's in mostly rural areas, but Arcadia could see a little bit of small hail with one of these storms moving through. Right now, Wauchula seeing one cell that's moving just to the east, the core of it actually moving just to the east of 17, producing a lightning pop or two and some moderate to heavy rainfall. The heaviest of the rain just to the south of Arcadia, moving across 17, getting close to 760. That one has the potential of producing some small hail as well as gusty winds up to 40. So if you're in Arcadia and you are driving specially south or about to drive specially south, if you could wait 15 minutes or so before you depart, it'd be a good idea because this is a fast-moving cell. It'll be out of there pretty soon. And really, after that little bit of rainfall is gone, we're going to be enjoying some drier weather as we head into the afternoon. Sunshine located to the north headed our way after we get through this one little line of showers. And yes, this afternoon there is the potential for some thunderstorms across south central Florida, but mostly it's going to be east of us and to the southern tip of the state. Otherwise, some fine weather shaping up, I think, as we head into the afternoon. Temperatures currently in the 70s. We'll probably top it out in the lower 80s. Some drier air moving in. Complete forecast details coming up in just a few.
All right, it's a date. Talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Checking the roads. A little blip there at 301 northbound as you start to cross over State Road 70. Otherwise, clear in Manatee County. Farther south on the maps now, we'll see a little blip there on Bee Ridge as you get around Cattleman, heading toward the interstate. Otherwise, clear. Just watch the wet roads out there this morning. And then our final maps to the south will show us nothing much to speak of so far. Just again, hold tight to that steering wheel. Wet roads across the Suncoast. Here's a live shot now of an ongoing construction project on 10th Street, not too far from our station. The westbound lanes are closed for the next few weeks between Central and Coconut. So make a note of that in case you're heading out near the Rosemary District on 10th Street this morning. 5:33 right now.
Well, just days After the funeral of his wife, former President George H.W. Bush is in intensive care this morning. The 93-year-old was admitted to the hospital yesterday with an infection that spread to his blood. That led to sepsis as well as dangerously low blood pressure, and it all led to the former president being in critical condition this morning. Now, the good news, doctors now say that he is responding to treatment and appears to be recovering. The hospitalization comes less than a week after Bush lost his wife of 73 years, Barbara, who died last Tuesday. And today, the investigation continues in the city of Toronto after a man drove a van down one of the city's busiest streets, killing 10. At least 15 people were injured in that. Toronto police say the crash happened at a busy intersection on Monday afternoon. A witness says that the vehicle was traveling at a high speed on a sidewalk when it hit the pedestrians. Now, police so far have arrested 25-year-old Alec Manassian in the attack. The van appears to belong to the rental company Ryder. The Prime Minister of the country, Justin Trudeau, addressed the crash before a session in the House of Commons Monday afternoon. Well, police departments all across the country are experiencing a shortage of new recruits, and it's hitting even harder for smaller towns and cities, including ones right here on the Suncoast.
Police in Northport are hoping higher pay will help increase the applicant pool. Marla Spence is live now from police headquarters with details. Marla?
Good morning, guys. Starting today, the police union with the Northport Police Department will be voting on an increase, a proposed starting pay increase for certified police officers. Now, that starting pay increase is up to 15% for new officers. It will be based on how many years an officer has worked on a force and also their experience. Currently, a certified sworn officer with the Northport Police Department makes a little over $41,000 a year. If the union agrees on the increase, new certified officers could make about $47,000 a year. The interim police chief tells us so far they are actively looking for new applicants.
Right now, we are hiring as of right now for 10 more vacancies, and then next year, of course, we'll be asking for 8 more officers to cover our future traffic unit that we're building, and requesting additional officers for patrolling of the West Villages district in the city of Northport.
If the union agrees on the new starting pay increase, it'll then go to City Commission, which is on May 8th. I'm Marla Spence reporting live in Northport for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Marla. 5:36 right now. The man accused of killing 4 people at a Nashville area Waffle House is now in custody. Travis Rankin's arrest ended a 34-hour manhunt. Police say he used an assault-style rifle at the restaurant early Sunday morning. They arrested him at 1 p.m. yesterday in some woods near his apartment complex. He surrendered without incident. The suspect had several previous incidents, including with Taylor Swift and also at the White House gates. His motive remains unclear.
Loved ones and members of the community gathered yesterday to remember those killed and injured in a Nashville area Waffle House on Sunday.
Jean-Kiel Newland has details.
This is how I fight my battles.
We are Antioch. It's not just a saying for this community, it's a step forward in the process of healing.
This is how I fight my battles. Hallelujah.
At Mount Zion Baptist Church, hundreds poured into the sanctuary to cry, pray, and lift each other up.
While the grief is still acute, while the situation is still tender, to really just say that this amazing place called Nashville is wrapping their arms around these students and around this family.
Several victims in Sunday morning's Waffle House shooting were members of the Antioch community. Bishop Joseph Walker was with one of the victims' family members and friends as they learned their loved one was gone forever.
I don't think in my 26 years of pastoring this church I've ever witnessed the level of grief and pain that I saw in that moment with those young ladies who were there, her sorority sisters, and all of those young people in that hospital.
At the prayer vigil, those emotions carried on. Several elected officials spoke and even cried. James Shaw Jr. was also there with his 4-year-old daughter. It's the first time he's held her since wrestling an AR-15 out of suspected shooter Travis Rankin's hands.
This is the first time I've seen her since the incident. So, I actually tried to count the hairs on her eyelashes just because I was just like, I almost didn't see you anymore.
You know, I just can't wrap my mind around any person, any logical thinking person needing an AR assault rifle.
Walker hopes those discussions will happen soon, but first, time to mourn, time to pray, and time to be Antioch strong.
On to other news now. Gas prices have hit a 3-year high in Florida. The reason? AAA says oil costs are up about 25% from a year ago. The state average is now $2.74 per gallon, 11 cents higher than a week ago and 28 cents more than a year ago.
Gasoline prices, have reached over $4 a gallon, historically. So, we're still in the mid-2s right now. So we're still very comfortably, way far away from historical highs.
Yeah, it could be worse. We have a long way to go to hit our all-time high of $4.08. That was the case back in 2008. According to Gas Buddy, you can find the cheapest gas in Sarasota at the Speedway and the Citgo on Washington Boulevard at $2.67. In Bradenton, you can fill up at $2.65 at the racetrack on 12th Avenue and the Wawa on 1st Street. All of Sarasota County Sheriff deputies' canines are getting bulletproof vests. Sheriff's Office tweeted this photo of their canine bricks this morning, saying thank you to those who donated through a GoFundMe page. 3 hours later, they received almost $300 more in donations to buy Canine Eros, his own vest. And by the end of the day today, they had enough money to buy the remainder of the canine vests. 2 more will come from private donors. About $2,000 in all was donated by the community.
I love that. What a great story. I love that people are getting involved. Sometimes it's hard to remember that these dogs, the canines, they're putting their life on the line as well.
I know.
They're officers too.
They do some amazing work.
They do.
Sniffing out the crime.
They do.
Still ahead, first alert traffic and
a giraffe went on the lam. That's right, people. Look at this guy. He's escaped his enclosures. He's on the run, just looking for some lunch. Just how long it took zoo staff to chase it down as he went about 100 miles an hour.
I'm going to stick out my neck here and say they caught him.
Look at him. Oh, Ray.
Get that?
Yeah.
5-second delay?
Yeah.
Right. Take it away, John Scalzi.
That's great video. We have some great radar imagery as well, showing showers and thunderstorms moving to the south of Arcadia now. Some of these are pretty heavy. Joshua, watch out. That storm is headed toward you in about 15 minutes, producing lightning and thunder and some small pea-sized hail possibly as well. This storm system very quickly heading to the south of Arcadia. I think Arcadia, you're probably going to miss most of the heavy action with that storm. School bus forecast, well, it looks pretty good actually. Despite the fact that we've had some rain showers around, I think you'll see mostly just cloud cover, then sunshine a little bit later on. 72 pickup time, drop-off time, 82. Clouds giving way to mostly clear skies and sunny conditions near the coast. Maybe an inland shower this afternoon. Complete forecast details in a few.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
I'm Deshauna Barber. In 2016, I was proud to win the title of Miss USA. What makes me just as proud is my service in the U.S. military. In the service, a soldier gains skills and learns values like discipline and leadership. That makes them an asset to any business that hires them. If you're an employer, on behalf of Coalition to Salute America's Heroes, remember to hire smart and bet on a vet. Visit saluteheroes.org or call this number to learn more.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 78.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think It Up.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate, and it's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
72, the air temperature outside. We have partly cloudy to cloudy skies over a lot of the viewing area, and we have some thunderstorm activity ongoing just to the south of Arcadia and inland areas moving out of the Suncoast viewing area. We have a northwest wind as well. That's significant because that little northerly component to the wind, that's a signal that drier air is starting to move in. 70s, generally speaking, most everywhere, a little warmer near the coast with temperatures in the mid-70s there. The forecast for today looks pretty good, actually. We get through these next hour or two with the showers that are moving through parts of Hardy County, and then some drier air filters in, and we got a lot of sunshine headed our way as we progress through the afternoon. The low pressure area responsible for the showers that occurred during the overnight, and the thunderstorms, which occurred just about exactly when we said that they would yesterday, so that's good. Everything seems to be on time for seeing some clearing this afternoon. The low pressure area moves off the Atlantic coast, taking the potential of some strong storms with it. Mid-Atlantic strong storms, so areas of Raleigh, Durham, Charlotte, the airports around Washington, D.C. all could see airport delays today because of stronger storms. But as that moves off the Atlantic coast, it drags a cold front through our area. High pressure is then allowed to build in, and with that high pressure building in, winds come out of the north. So as that front sinks south, our weather improves today. We start to see a little bit of sunshine return to the Suncoast. Clouds, then sun in the afternoon. Kind of a mix of sun and clouds this afternoon. Drier air over the next 24 hours moving in will make it feel very comfortable in the afternoon, especially tomorrow. You're going to notice the difference. But even later today, I think you will. Winds will pick up, though, as that front sinks southward. And then the weekend rain chance is something we're going to be watching. That'll occur on Saturday, and it won't be a big deal, but there will be some showers around. This is the water vapor imagery. This tan colorization is dry air, and it goes way upstream. So we have a lot of that to filter in across the state, and that means some sunny skies for the next several days. One shower, as I mentioned, just to the south of Arcadia, producing a pretty good core of thunderstorm activity. And we have another little storm system that's really moving into rural areas south of Zolfo Springs. But this one near Arcadia, that's the strong one. Nocatee getting some pretty good thunderstorm activity right now, as well as the potential of some pea-sized hail, small hail. So that's significant. And downpours of rain moving toward areas around Joshua in about 15 minutes. So watch for that. Most of the core of that storm south of Arcadia, so you folks in Arcadia will probably miss out on that. And a lot of the storms that had been around the areas of Northport now moving out. So we'll put in that 10% chance of a storm today, mostly in inland counties and to the south. That's for about 7 o'clock. Then we'll get rid of it as we head through the mid-morning, 12 p.m. We'll get to about 77 degrees and top it out about 82. Wind shifting to the north today, becoming a little bit breezy. Mariners, don't get caught by surprise. These winds will be picking up through the afternoon hours. And that really does drive in some nice dry air just in time, actually, for midweek. Northwest wind comes in at about 15 this afternoon, this evening, and through tonight. Watch for that. The seas will be increasing, 2 foot initially, but building to 3. Moderate chop. Forecast looks like this. Today we'll go with about 82 with kind of a mix of sun and clouds during the afternoon. Just that slight chance of a shower over the next hour or two inland, and then it's gone. And then tomorrow, beautiful. Lots of sunshine. Same thing on Thursday. Friday, the same. Low relative humidity. Nice weather. Saturday, that chance of a shower followed by some clearing skies. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside to your first alert traffic out there this morning. Starting to see some slowdowns as you come over the bridges into Bradenton as well. And 301 State Road 70, starting to see some slowdowns there. In Sarasota County, those roads aren't looking too bad just yet. Now, keep in mind there was some overnight rain, so some of those roads are slick at some points. Actually saw a car off of 75 in a ditch this morning going a little bit too fast for conditions, so slow it down. Give yourself a few extra minutes. Not too much to see otherwise at that. In Sarasota County, if we go a little bit farther south, nothing to see there as well. Farther south, all looking pretty clear at 550. That is your first alert traffic. And on the run, run girl, run! On her very first day in public, this little girl took off from her pen at the Fort Wayne Children's Zoo. She went a lot of different directions. She eventually made her way to a fenced parking lot on the zoo property thanks to those super fast legs. I mean, she is fast. Guess how long it took them to finally get her back into her area? 2 hours for zookeepers to finally coax her back into her enclosure. I'm guessing she was given some bribes and maybe some treats and some other things as well.
Throat lozenges.
Some throat lozenges. She is fast. Girl's fast.
We will update 3 local stories after this. Stay with us.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like, then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. It's gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
Want the latest weather and traffic conditions wherever you go? Introducing ABC7's revolutionary new First Alert weather app. With our state-of-the-art new weather app, you get up-to-the-minute weather alerts, interactive radar maps, current conditions, 10-day forecasts, real-time traffic maps, and weather video from ABC7, all at your fingertips. And it's free. Just search Suncoast WX in the App Store and download onto all your devices today. Sponsored by Mr. Sparky.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
Watch Good Morning Suncoast weekdays on ABC 7.
Happening right now, a major slowdown on I-75.
Behind me, traffic is just completely bumper to bumper. Take alternate routes this morning.
Weekdays starting at 5 a.m. on ABC 7.
Here are some of the top stories that we are following for you on the Suncoast today.
Longboat Key police have released a picture of the man wanted for mugging a couple 2 weeks ago today. They say he followed them home and took a $35,000 watch from them, cash, credit cards, but wasn't able to work the key to their Mercedes.
Plus, a Miami man is being held this morning without bail following a shooting Sunday night at Lido Key Beach. Nobody was injured in that event.
And police in Sarasota arrested a man for stealing more than $100,000 worth of construction tools, lawnmowers, and bikes. They say Lazara Rodriguez stored his stash in a storage unit on US 301 in Newtown.
Coming up in the next hour, yet another bizarre situation on board a flight. This one to Miami. It involved a passenger, a taser, and it was all caught on camera. We'll have that for you next hour. Speaking of tasing people, hi, John Scalzi.
Oh, wow. Hi. Are you ready for some sunshine?
We are.
All right. Coming our way. But first, we got to get rid of this one storm that's around. It's a big one, and it's producing lots of lightning and the potential of some small hail as well. Moving toward Joshua, well inland of most communities, but still affecting our Sun Coast. As we head into the afternoon, I think a lot of that storminess will depart. That's what we have had during the overnight. This is not current rainfall. It is a radar estimate of the amount of rainfall we've had over the last 12 hours. And in most places, we're looking at well under ½ an inch. But there have been some locations that have seen some pretty good rainfall. And that's good because it helps the drought index. The fire danger index has decreased across the Sun Coast with recent rains. Now only Charlotte County in the high category. We'll have the complete forecast in a second.
All right. Very good. Thank you, John. We've got a full hour of news straight ahead right here on Good Morning Suncoast. Stay with us.